Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Ohio Show. All right, let's just face it. Nowadays, networking is just about finding a perfect meme. You scroll, you swipe, and maybe you just really find that something sticks. But the real magic lies when you step out of the screen in the real world. That's what Ohio is all about, real world connections. So today's guest is someone who lives and breathes by it. So let's welcome Dushyant Singh.
Hi Charu, how are you doing?
I'm good. How's it? How does it feel here?
It feels great.
So, kicking things off, you got this whole European Pan Asian dine, the coffee roastery to this Jaipur, like a Jaipur guy, with this idea. Like, how did the journey begin?
The journey began almost 14 years back
Hmm.
with my first restaurant, which was opened in 2010.
Okay.
And I just came back after my MBA and I was assisting my dad in his textile business. But I always wanted to do something with food.
Hmm.
So I just went to my dad one day and I just told him that what I want to do in life. So I'm so happy and blessed that he really backed my idea. And this is how my very first restaurant happened. Now I'm not a part of that restaurant anymore. I sold off my stake in 2013 in that restaurant. And then I started with a brand called OTH. And OTH was the very first continental place in Jaipur. And I just wanted to bring a nice breakfast culture to our city. So I really liked how people welcomed OTH in Jaipur, and this is how the journey started. And now we have 6 restaurants in the city with different brands.
What was that thing that came in your mind? Like, I want to do food, I want to do restaurants, I want to do the breakfast culture, like, which was not the part of the city.
When I was doing my MBA, I went on an exchange program to Turkey, and over there I got time to spend with myself. Like usually there's a saying which says that you have to go too far to find yourself. So when I was there in Turkey, I could realize that I could do something like this. I think a basic personality trait what I have that I like to make people comfortable around me. I love to talk to people. I love creativity, and when I thought that I'm good in all these things, I wanted to give it a try by getting into the hospitality business, and this is how everything started.
Okay, that's interesting. So, like, I've always heard about kachoris and chais, and like, how did this work? Like, getting the menu on board. What made that kick in? Like, oh, this is gonna work now.
I always thought that because most of the people of our generation they have moved out, they went either to work or to study. And when we opened, I was so happy that people just loved it. And now it's been 12 years, and it feels like as if we have just opened yesterday. So
Did
it's so
you
nice.
like before opening it up, you had asked your friends like, would you like this? Or you saw people, going out and, specifying about, oh, that food, like I love Pan Asian. Like,
So Pan Asian, like our brand Pan Asian, we started 5 years back. So the very first brand, OTH, I would say it's a world cuisine place. And by that time, I could understand that people like to try food like pastas, pizzas, good gourmet burgers, burritos,
hmm.
and the entire culture of casual dining was coming in India.
Uh-huh.
So I wanted to bring this kind of food in a casual environment. So I was so happy that we could do something like this.
So speaking about like what a restaurant needs, like um, like how you specified OTH. So you said it's a blend of cuisine.
Yeah, I would
Yeah,
say it's a world cuisine place.
yeah. So, but it's like a huge menu.
Yeah.
Yeah. So how did you decide to get that right thing right there?
When we were thinking to put things in our menu, it was very important for us to balance it out, right? So we wanted to keep things where people have an impulsive buy when they go to a restaurant. So we had things like pasta, pizzas, gourmet burgers, little bit of Mexican, a little bit of Lebanese, and I also wanted to bring a wholesome meal culture. Like when you go to any continental place, when you order food, they have a bit of everything in their plate. They have a combination of some protein, some carbs, and some roughage.
Yeah.
So this is how we came up with the idea that why not we have meals which are wholesome. And as I told you that we were the first one to bring that culture in Jaipur. So there were many people who were just coming to us to have that kind of a food. Because what I see that when people go out to eat, for example, if they're going in a group of four,
Yeah.
not all four people
Would
want
order the
Indian
same.
food,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So now when a family goes, like maybe a husband and wife, they want Indian food,
Also,
or
they want
maybe
different kind of
yes,
stuff.
yes.
Yeah,
And
to
I
try
always see
it.
that kids, they like to order a bit of pasta or a pizza.
Yeah.
So I always say that now in India the staple is not dal chawal. The staple is pizza and pasta.
Yeah, but still, that's the comfort food.
Yeah, I love dal chawal. When I don't think of anything else,
Yeah.
I just eat it.
So after trying so many cuisines, like you might have that one, that वो favorite cuisine जो
Yeah.
आपका होगा.
I really like. If you ask me, I really like to eat Arabic and Greek food.
Okay. Okay.
So the Turkish cuisine and the Greek cuisine are very much similar.
Mm-hmm.
So I really enjoyed that food.
There's very, I think there are hardly good Mediterranean restaurants in that sense. I think so.
You know, I think the reason is we have a different taste palette. Though it's very similar that they also use a lot of spices. They like to eat their meat grilled, but the quality of meat is very different in our country and in those countries.
Yeah, totally.
Right?
Yes.
So you cannot just replicate exactly what they do. So you have to come up with something which can suit the Indian palate.
So do you also plan to build that sort of line? Yeah.
Yeah, maybe in some time, you never know.
Okay.
I'll always like to experiment with food.
Okay, that's interesting. So you have this brand Coffee Sutra,
Yeah.
which is a cafe and a roastery. So like, what inspired you to bring the whole coffee cafe culture to Jaipur? Because Jaipur, though, it's like वो शहर जहाँ पे everyone wants चाय and वो भी घर की चाय अदरक वाली चाय. So it is sort of very, you know, it's more of experience that you're trying to create, right? So like what inspired you to get there?
So, if you see uh, our company's journey, we always thought of doing something which is not there in our city. I was holidaying with my family in Denmark, and I just thought of doing a roasting workshop over there. So I did a small workshop where I could learn about not just brewing coffee, but also understanding what happens at the roastery and how you process coffee, and like just something which
Could
can
be
make me fall in
satisfying.
love with coffee more.
Yeah.
So I did that. I thought that when I come back to India, I would do something with the roasting business. But as we all know, in 2020, COVID happened and everything just went for a halt, And for 2 years, we couldn't do anything. We were all sitting at home. So at that time, I developed this brand Sutra. And I thought that we've been into the coffee brewing business since 11 years when we opened OTH. But now let's do a backward integration.
Fair.
Let's get into the coffee roasting business, because what I could see in last few years, the coffee consumption in India has increased many folds, right? You were right that India is a tea drinking
Yeah.
nation, but I think now if you see the people of our age group, they all go
Sorry.
out, they like to have a coffee rather than tea.
Yeah.
And one good thing happened in our country that coffee is introduced as a lifestyle product.
Yeah, it builds on the conversation. It keeps up the conversation, like two friends, two businessmen sitting together. It's the heat is keeping up. That's chai and coffee.
I always say one thing, that coffee is a very very different product than tea when it comes to branding. That you always say that I'm taking my girl out for a coffee. You never say that I'm taking my girl out for a tea.
Yeah, totally. Yes, get it.
Right?
Yeah.
And what I've seen that you can do so many experimentations with coffee these days.
Yeah.
And you would not believe that I was surprised to see that. And I think being a girl from Bombay who's living in Jaipur.
Yeah, I have like my perfect coffee wherein I have a flat white with a bit of cinnamon powder, like a dash of cinnamon powder, and that's like my instruction there.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I feel that Jaipur has one of the best coffee cultures in India. Like I would say that the kind of cafes you have here, I think Jaipur has more per capita coffee drinking than any of the bigger cities also. So you can compare the Jaipur coffee culture with any other city or any other big city in India, I would say.
Okay.
That's even better.
One thing I love about the coffee shops here is youth spaces. Like we don't have a lot of space in Bombay. We do have youth space here, so too much can be done with the cafe. So that's something very intriguing to me.
You should always keep names simple. All the biggest brands in the world, they have very simple names.
Yeah, that's why I think maybe Blue Tokai didn't work in front of Sutra. Is that?
No, no, no. I think they are a great brand, and I think they are an inspiration to all the other brands in India. And I always give a lot of credit to Blue Tokai because they were the first specialty coffee company in our country, and I know the owners also. So they are very visionary people.
Yeah.
So I think every other brand sets up a platform for the next brand to come.
You did food festivals. You got the best food in the town. But you might still have like वो एक project, dream food project. You might still have. What is that?
See, I always say that whatever I'm today is because of the city, I was a local lad. I came back after doing my MBA, and I think because of the blessing and love of the city and the people of Jaipur, I want to do something where I can do something with the food of Rajasthan.
Okay.
So I still I'm working on that,
Okay.
and it might take 5 years, 10 years, or 2 years. I don't know. But I really want to do something with the food of Rajasthan because I think when you talk about Rajasthani food, people just know lal mas, people know dal bati churma,
Yeah.
people know gatte ki sabzi, but it's much more than that. So I really want to do something with the food of Rajasthan. I don't know when I will do it, but that is passion project.
Okay.
I really want to do it.
Okay.
I think we live in a country which is so diverse, that
Yeah.
Jaipur food is different from Jodhpur, Jodhpur food is different from Udaipur, Udaipur food is different with Jaisalmer. So there's so much diversity in food, not just in India, but in Rajasthan as well. So I think we all have to work and bring out these old recipes. Otherwise, I think in years to come, all these recipes would die and we will be just eating ultra processed food. Because I'm a local from here, so I know that there were so many things which were being made earlier, and people don't make it now because they don't want to put that much time in cooking.
Fair.
And the entire concept of slow cooking is vanishing. So, like when we talk about good and nutritious food, it's always slow cooked food.
Fair.
Yeah, so I really want that culture to come back, and whatever I would do that to save it, I would do that in future.
So, OHA is all about making connections, and food is the icebreaker. Like as we have been discussing, like the whole common ground, food being the matter of whole conversation being kept up. So, like, what would be like? Who would be those three people on your guest list? Like when you're going to a restaurant or a cafe?
So, definitely my biggest mentor in my life, my father. I love his company. Then there is another mentor in my life. His name is Girish, and he's like a big brother to me. I would like to take him. And then one of my friend who stays in Copenhagen, his name is Safi. He's also a restaurateur and a chef, and I would like to take him.
Okay, that's interesting.
Though there are many more people. I'm sure that if someone listens to this podcast, they must be saying, "इसने मेरा नाम नहीं लिया," but I think there's so many people in my life who are more important.
So that if you get a badge on OHI and whenever you're checking in a cafe, that so the people would get to know around like an entrepreneur is here, the cafe star is here. So it is certainly inspiring for other people. But what would be that inspiring badge for you? Like if you're entering a cafe and if you're seeing like who is around via OHI, so what would that badge would be like for you?
Yeah, for me, I think it's very important that these days with the emergence of social media, I think we all can learn so much about food. So I really would want that. I would love to talk to a person who's experienced food at different places, not just like to experience food is not that you have to go to different countries or whatever. Maybe you have tried different food in the different restaurants in Jaipur, and person who has a good knowledge about food and who can literally, if I sit with that person, I can have some really nice, deep conversations about food. So I would really want to sit with that person rather than just who's just reviewing things here and there and just for the sake of
So it
reviewing.
could be a hotelier, chef, anyone.
Yeah.
Okay. So OHI has badges. What would be that badge you would like to have?
See, what I can think just now is I'm a learner. I always like to learn new things. बट मुझे एक और चीज़ बताइए कि क्या और भी बैचेस हैं जिससे मैं सोच सकता हूँ कि क्या पता और कुछ भी मेरी पर्सनालिटी के साथ
Yeah,
रिलेट
we
करता हो.
do have quite a few badges. We have entrepreneur, we have traveler, which is globetrotter, we have luxury guru, we have sports person, and we have more couple of badges as well.
So I think I love traveling.
Okay,
So you can
so
say
that's
that.
globetrotter.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
also I love to play sports. I'm someone
Oh,
who's
so you will have multiple badges.
yeah. So
Yeah.
yeah, because I give good time to my fitness. I
Uh,
prioritize it all the time. So yes, I can have the sports person and
yeah, you can
group
have
shot.
it together.
Yes, yes.
Yeah. So yeah, multiple badges, multiple
Yeah, I would love
remarks.
to have
Uh,
that.
Okay, so seeing that you've got quite a few awards,
Uh-huh.
talking about Times Food and Nightlife
Uh-huh.
Award, how does it feel, looking back at it, reviving the Jaipur's food culture, and how does it feel like? Does it just feel like a milestone, or it's certainly different?
I always feel honored to receive an award, and I think I've said it earlier as well that in one of my interviews that whenever me or my company wins any award, we feel more responsible. It's not that we have achieved something; it's about what better we can do for the next time. So we always say that we are happy, yet we feel more responsible, and making customer happy is a priority. So I think we have created a vibe of our own,
Yeah.
or I would say a tribe of our own, where we have people who relate to us, and the same tribe of people they move to all our different restaurants.
Yeah. So being named as Restaurateur of the Year twice, how does it feel on your, on yourself?
I think it's not just me; it's a team effort. I've been very lucky and blessed to have a great team, and they've always listened to my ideas, and they've been very, very supportive. So I always feel that this award is not just mine; it's a award for the entire company.
Making it to Economic Times under 40, um, it's a clear proof that you're quite a restaurateur. But like, how does it feel? Your name on the list. Does it feel like a personal victory, and like, or it feels like you have got something to the food and hospitality community in Jaipur?
मुझे बहुत खुशी हुई थी जब मुझे इस अवार्ड के लिए नॉमिनेट किया गया और जब उन्होंने बताया कि दे चूज़ 40 एंटरप्रेन्योर्स अंडर द एज ऑफ 40
Uh-huh.
तो मेरे लिए जो सबसे बड़ी खुशी थी उन बाकी के लोगों के साथ सेम प्लेटफॉर्म पे खड़ा होना क्योंकि जब भी आप कोई अवार्ड जीतते हैं तो उसकी खुशी आपको तो होती है, उसके साथ साथ जिन जिन लोगों का कंट्रीब्यूशन आपके लिए है तो उनको भी एक खुशी होती है। और मुझे लगता
Yeah.
है कि मेरे अलावा जो जो लोग उस दिन उस प्लेटफॉर्म पे थे, उन सब की कोई ना कोई स्टोरीज होगी, उन सब ने कोई ना कोई
Yeah.
हार्ड वर्क किया होगा। सो टू बी ऑन द सेम प्लेटफॉर्म विद एवरीवन एल्स वाज द बिगेस्ट जॉय।
So you have had conversations with culinary legends like Gary Megan, um, who have shaped the food culture globally. Um, like, was there a moment in their interaction with their interactions, like now that you're part of that world, like, did it feel like that?
I love motorcycling. Gary loves motorcycling, so I meet him in one of the random streets in Jaipur, and I take him out for the street food experience.
Okay.
And then we go to a vegetable market. We pick some random vegetables. Then I cook something for him.
Okay.
And so I did a fusion. In Rajasthan, our mirchi bada is very famous.
Okay.
So usually you make a mirchi bada by stuffing it with aloo. मैंने उसमें थोड़ा सा change किया है. I did it with keema, with the mutton keema, and he really liked it. So this is how the show went forward. I cooked for him, and then he cooked for me, and then we both ate together.
So, with all of that international recognition, your team sees you as the leader who's taken Jaipur's food scene global. Do you still feel the same guy who introduced, this food culture to Jaipur? Like,
I always thought that अपना काम करते रहो, जो मिलना होगा वो आपको ज़रूर मिलेगा,
yeah.
जो आपका होगा वो आप ही को मिलेगा, और जो आपका नहीं होगा वो आपको कभी नहीं मिलेगा। तो मेहनत करते रहो और मेहनत को एंजॉय करो। Like I always tell people that enjoy the journey, enjoy the process. Just don't think about the result. When you start enjoying your journey, that's the best thing you can have. Then you are happy every day.
Yeah. So let's have a quick rapid fire. So
ahead.
what's your go-to comfort food?
Rajma chawal.
Okay. One city whose food scene you admire.
Istanbul.
A celebrity you had loved to cook for.
Uh, Dhoni.
Okay. Any Bollywood celebrity as well?
Akshay Kumar.
One food trend that needs to end.
Um, Anything which is prepared under 2 minutes.
Okay, so now that if Ohai could teleport you to any cafe in the world, like what would be that cafe?
There's a amazing cafe called Coffee Collective in Copenhagen. I love visiting that place.
One restaurant in the world you would love to own.
Uh, there is a restaurant in Dubai where I always go as soon as I land there. It's called Cappadocia. It's a Turkish food restaurant.
Where is it?
It's in Al Barsha.
Okay. A food trend you want to bring to Jaipur next.
Food trend, I think I would say we should get into the traditional food from the every corner of India.
So one networking tip every entrepreneur should know. Also, every sports person a globetrotter, which is you. Um, but for any other one, like should know.
Be real. Share real experiences rather than just put some bookish knowledge.
Fair, yes. What's your favorite book then? Like, if you know it.
I'm not much into reading books, but I think Atomic Habits.
Okay. So Dushyant, this had been an incredible conversation. Before we wrap up, if you could leave our listeners with one powerful insight about networking, business, or life, what would it be?
There are few things which I would like to share. One, it's very important to choose your mentors wisely, because we all need mentors.
Yeah.
And every great leader also had a leader in life. Secondly, what one advice I would like to give it to people right now, that make your learning curve bigger. I always believe in the fact that in every person's life, there are three stages: learn, earn, and return.
Yeah.
Right? So it doesn't mean that when you're doing the second and third, you stop doing the first and 2nd. Because my thing is that I want to keep learning till my last breath. You know. So when you know that you're in a comfortable position in your life, do something for the people around you. You know, which can empower them, which can change their life. You can train them. You can tell something which you have which you have experienced and which can make their life better.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, fair.
So I think that's the best service you can do to the society.
Uh-huh. So anything you would, you know, tell to the Ojai users or people who are going to come to Ojai, one thing that, would keep up, keep you up, and also the people on the screen who are watching for Ojai, like how would it help out there in the society, in the community which we are building?
मुझे लगता है कि ओहाई इज डूइंग a great thing by making everyone come together, connecting people. And I think it's very important to meet nice people in your life, you know, people who are like-minded, people
Yeah.
who have the same thought process. तो बहुत ज़रूरी है कि हम उन लोगों से मिलें, अपने थॉट एक्सचेंज करें और उससे सामने वाले को भी कुछ अच्छा लगे, हम भी उससे कुछ सीख सकें, एंड वी all can make our lives better.
Yeah.
So I think this is what we all should do.
Yeah, that's